Good Tuesday evening, Southwest Arkansas. Welcome back, Southwest Arkansas weather here on Tuesday, January the 6th, 2026. Taking a look at your evening weather blog for the rest of this week. We got a little bit to talk about here as we head towards the second half of this week. We do have a little bit more of an active period or pattern as we see cooler conditions are around the corner, or at least get us to normal for this time of year back into the 50s as we go into the second half of this, or really into this weekend and into next week. Starting off, though, on Wednesday, you're going to see mostly sunny skies. Some clouds will be possible. High's going to be in the 70s. I don't think at this time we get as warm as what we did today, which, speaking of that, Texarkana broke their daily record high for today. That was set back in 2007. They reached 77 degrees, or no, not 2007, 2008. They reached 77 degrees in 2008. Well, today they reached 80 degrees, breaking that record. I don't think we get that warm tomorrow. High is going to be in the lower 70s across the region. Few upper 60s possible with overnight lows in the 50s and possibly a few 60s. 20% chance of some rain overnight, really Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. Then through the day on Thursday with a 60% chance of some thunderstorms. We do have a marginal risk out for severe weather. We'll talk about that here in just a moment. Highs, they're going to be in the 70s, mid-70s across the region, or really in the 70s across the area with overnight lows in the 50s. 60% chance of rain currently, could be a little higher as you go further north and west. That continues into Friday, where mainly we have rain, but we could see a few rumbles of thunder. Far eastern Arkansas, and it does clip eastern portions of our coverage area. There is a slight risk for severe weather for that time frame. 50% chance of rain is what we have overall for that, with mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures around 70 degrees and in the upper 60s. Overnight lows around 39, but those rain chances should be good and gone by the time we get down to that cooler conditions. Over the weekend, partly cloudy to partly sunny skies look likely, with highs in the 50s both days and overnight lows in the 20s and 30s. As we go into the early half of next week, or into the beginning of the next work week on Monday, currently mostly sunny skies, highs around 50 or in the 50s, with overnight lows around 30 degrees or in the 30s across the region. Talking about those chances of severe weather, let's talk about Wednesday first. As you can see, across really all of our coverage area, and a good portion of good portion of just the state and region, we have a marginal risk, which, as you can see in that red box right under the title of that, that is a marginal risk of 1 out of 5 on the severe weather scale, very low end threat. This is going to be a conditional threat. Currently, the main thoughts are a damaging wind gust, maybe a small hail threat with that. Tornado threat is pretty much zero, near zero. We'll keep an eye on it, though. We'll keep you updated if anything changes. But this just doesn't look overall like a super strong setup. You may have 1 or 2 storms that produce some gusty winds, stuff of that nature. We'll watch it closely, though, and keep you updated if anything changes on that. Most of the day Wednesday, we're going to go over some data here that shows you that shouldn't say Wednesday. I just now realized that should say Thursday. I do apologize about that. Thursday. That says that's for the Thursday time frame, not Wednesday. Thursday. That is January the 8th, not tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be pretty clear. Thursday is going to be your day with a marginal risk. Gotta love when your graphics do that from time to time on you. But once again, that's for Thursday, and we could just see some storms throughout Thursday and maybe just an isolated severe threat with that. As we go into Friday, January the 9th, we do have that slight risk over eastern Arkansas, level 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale, and when you're still 4 to 8 days out, there's only 2 risks that get issued. That is a slight risk and an enhanced risk. You can see that up there at the very top. Still, though, with that slight risk, it does clip, it's pretty much eastern Arkansas, does clip portions of the southeastern eastern portions of our coverage area. Southern Grant County down to Dallas County now, Calhoun, Ouachita counties down to Camden, El Dorado, Union County, and portions of Columbia County down there as well. So we'll watch that for Friday closely as well. Let's talk briefly, though, while we're here, and take a look at what the model data is at least showing for your Thursday time frame. Now, remember, data isn't perfect. It's just one of the many tools that we use to help build a forecast. This is going to start us off tonight. and continue through the day tomorrow, and should cover at least through the day on Thursday, and then we'll switch over to the North American model. Most of the day tomorrow, as we go throughout the day, you can see the time up here at the top. We're at noon, still dry. But as we go into that overnight time frame, some rain chances start to enter from our west, as you can see, late overnight and into the day on the Thursday time frame. And you can see there's some chances of rain, maybe a stronger storm or two, possible late that afternoon, and that could carry a gusty wind threat, possibly with that, depending on what develops. It's just going to be something we have to keep a close eye on, and that's as far as that goes. As we take a look at the North American model, let's jump to that same time frame. This is a different model, kind of shows you some similar things as you go into the overnight time frame, which that model is still loading this most recent run. But you can see rain chances continue into the day there on Friday, and we'll have more details on that for Friday as we go forward with that. Now, let's talk about the overall pattern here with this and talk briefly about that. So once again, when we take a look at this, this is our model data, and this just helps us build a forecast, and is one of the many pieces of the building a puzzle to our weather, to our forecast. Once again, this is the 500 millibar level heights. We've shown you this all week. This week, this is about 18,000 feet up in the atmosphere. What this shows is our winds. This is just a good indicator of the overall pattern. You see your troughs, your ridges, your low pressure systems, things that help us get some weather that we often see. Right now, we're going to continue with what we call zonal flow mostly, which is winds east to west across the region. You can see those winds by these little, what's called wind barbs right here where the mouse is at. These solid lines are your pressure lines. So you go from lower pressure to higher pressure further south, and then these colors here are just different wind speeds. Don't pay too much attention to those, but watch this over here off the coast of California and Mexico. That is going to start to head our way. And as we go into Thursday, here's Thursday morning, this is going to be a little what's called a short wave, and this is just ahead of the main trough that's going to come through. And this is a little area of energy that's going to move over our area throughout the day Thursday, bringing those winds out of the southwest, which is southwesterly flow. And usually with that, it just helps with that's more of an active weather pattern when you get winds out of the southwest. As we go into Friday, another system, that low or trough continues to move through the area Friday afternoon into Friday, or into this overall weekend time frame, and that's just going to help us with that Friday severe threat as well, possibly. And then this ends up just moving pretty much out of the region by the end of that weekend, keeping flow for the most part throughout Monday, more out of the northwest. We'll have to watch what happens with this. If we could get another little system to dip down, we may have more rain chances next week. That's just a brief look, though, at that. That looks a little weaker compared to what we're currently seeing off of the European, or off of what we're seeing earlier this week. North American model, one of our short range models. Same thing here, 500 millibars, and you can see it shows that general scenario with that low pressure system off over the coast of California. That starts to head this way into Thursday, and then the main trough really takes over as we go into Friday as it moves into the region. So we'll have to just keep close eye on that. Overall, though, I think we still get some decent rain chances and rain accumulation out of this, are some of the best that we've seen so far. How much? That's just going to depend. There's a lot of differences in the data over the next few days with this. The European model, if you go through this weekend into Sunday, it shows pretty much right around the I-30 corridor where it tries to bring an inch of rain across eastern Arkansas and some areas further west. That they show maybe just a little drier on that side of things. Real quickly here, let me pinpoint this here. Let's take a look at what other models are showing. So the GFS model shows a little less across the area, but it still picks up on some rainfall. So we'll have to, once again, watch that closely and see what occurs with that. Actually, let's come up here to the 18Z, and it shows an area maybe of heavier rainfall. and some a little less outside of that. So we'll have to see where that sets up at. That may help us in some terms of some total rainfall amounts. The North American model, the more of our medium range model, shows some isolated areas of maybe a half an inch more sporadic, which this isn't. I don't think this covers the whole overall setup with that through that. But that just kind of gives you a general idea on possibilities with that as well. So that's just some ideas with those rain chances there and accumulation totals. I don't think it's going to be enough to really break our the overall drought conditions and stuff of that nature. I think it may help make a dent in it, but I don't think it's going to give us what we need to get out of that yet. But if we can get in this pattern where we maybe get some more storm tracks through here, get some more rainfall, that may help us. But right now, we continue being dry, and we'll have more information on that coming out tomorrow evening with a severe weather update on for Thursday and Friday. With that, as we should get a new update on either Wednesday or Thursday of the drought outlook and more. New burn bans have been issued. Make sure to check out the Arkansas Forestry Department website for that. You can pull up that map, and as always, follow your local county official pages on Facebook and your social media platforms. Hempstead County has been added to the burn ban list, so that is the Hope area. And as always, this is going to be where we end the evening weather blog. Big thanks as always to all of our sponsors: Patterson's Credit Union, Southern Dumpster Rental, Landmark Insurance Agency, Palmer's Roofing, and J&S Auto Supply Bumper to Bumper for all they do to help us get this information to you guys. Make sure to check them out over on Facebook and on their and give them a call in case you're in need of any of the things that they offer. And feel free to just continue to support our local businesses across Southwest Arkansas. Blessed to work with some great businesses here across the region. As always, thank you guys very much for following us. And if you're new here and you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. 65% of the people who watch these videos aren't subscribed. Super easy to make an account and free to do so. So hit that subscribe button. If you like what you see, hit that notification bell also beside the subscribe button. That way you get notified anytime we upload a video. And if you like what you see, hit that like button. As always, check us out over on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok as we go through this year with more content here on the YouTube page. Our main source is Facebook, though. That's where we post a lot of stuff throughout the day. And as always, if there is any severe weather that we need to go live for, we will have our live nonstop radar coverage up over on here on YouTube, and we will break into any storms there and go live on Facebook to track any of the storms that we feel the need to track or feel like there's a need or major threat with those. We will do that. We'll be there for you right here at your source for all things Southwest Arkansas weather.